The big game is fast approaching, but wait, you still haven't got your tickets. You've spent hours searching, but you're still confused about ticket prices. Time to stop searching. Visit ticketcompare.com. We compare ticket prices for all the popular leagues and tournaments for you. We work only with the most trustworthy sites, so you can have peace of mind when buying your tickets. Compare prices, buy tickets, get to the game. Ticketcompare.com. Buying tickets made simple.
Good afternoon. Hello. It's warm here, that is fine.
Not outside.
No, outside it was quite cold.
Rafa, can we start with your injury news, please? Obviously you've had a couple of weeks. How is it looking ahead of this match?
Dumet is training with the team, so it's getting closer. Merino has been training with one member of our staff in Spain now, and he will come back. I think it's today, tomorrow. He will be around, and then he will start training, hopefully without pain. And we have Lascelles injured and Atsu injured, so both they will not be available for this weekend.
Do you know how long either of those two are likely to miss?
It depends on each one, but at least Atsu a couple of weeks, at least. And we will see how he's progressing because he's under treatment. And Jamal, next week we will see also how he feels, and maybe he will be closer. But we have to see, each player is different.
Big blow missing Jamal given his start to the season, but I suppose you've got Kieran Clark there as a ready-made replacement.
Yeah, I think the players that they will play instead of them, they can do well because they were training and they were playing well. To lose 2 or 3 players is always bad news, but we have to manage with that, and hopefully we can cope with these injuries.
Do you think everyone's slightly had a slight reality check the last couple of weeks with the defeats to Burnley and then Bournemouth?
Yeah, I tried to explain from the beginning that we are a new promoted club that has to settle down in the Premier League. We have a young squad, so it's a learning process for everyone. And then to lose some games is part of the process. Hopefully we can stop that this weekend. But we know that it has to be like this. And if we think about the target is to stay in the Premier League and after try to go as high as you can in the table. But it's something that in one of the press conferences you were asking me, I was talking about 40 points. So we have already 14. And if we go at the end of the first part of the season with 20, we can be optimistic. That means that we are happy with 20. No, maybe we'll try to get more points, but I think that we have to understand that the young players that we have, the players that we have, the squad that we have, is we will need to work really hard and do as well as we were doing at the beginning to be sure that we can win games like Burnley or Bournemouth, that you can lose 1-0 and you can win or you can draw, can make a big difference. So always I will say, we have to continue being united, and then we'll be stronger.
Is it difficult for maybe the younger players, maybe the supporters even, to think like that when you got off to such a good start?
No, you continue sending the message across. It's more difficult for the press because you continue talking about, no, you have to do this, you have to do that. No, we have to be sure that at the end of the season we are in the Premier League and hopefully in a very good position, but that is the target, to keep going, keep working hard every week and stay calm if something is wrong and try to correct quickly things that to be sure that we can do things right in the next game.
Is there a concern at all about the lack of goals?
Not really. Again, I would say if you analyse the other teams at the bottom of the table, the 10 teams at the bottom of the table, they don't score too many goals, so it's a question of balance.
Things have gone a little bit quiet in the last couple of weeks in terms of the sale of the club. We know obviously the club's officially up for sale. Are you in contact with the powers that be to know exactly what stage it's at? My contact is Lee Charney. I'm in contact with him every week, and 2 or 3 times we talk about the team and everything. So. And the information that they have at the moment is that we will play tomorrow against Manchester United. So there's no update in terms of the... Nothing for me. Are you comfortable with what you know so far? Yeah, what I know is that we have to concentrate on our football, that's it. Okay. You mentioned Manchester United there. Just one on your rivalry, if you want to call it that, with Jose Mourinho. He spoke yesterday and he said he has the utmost respect for you, and it's because you've managed rival teams over the years that there's maybe been a war of words. How would you describe your relationship with Mourinho?
I think it's we will play against Manchester United. It's not the key, the manager, one manager or the one. Mourinho has won a lot of trophies in a lot of countries or in different countries with a lot of teams. So he's a good manager, and that's it. So we will play against Manchester United. I'm really concerned about Lukaku, Mata, Herrera, Matic or Rashford or Martial. That is my main concern. So that's it.
I know, like a lot of managers meet after the match, maybe have a glass of wine, or in your case, maybe a cup of tea or whatever. Do you do that? Do you do that with Mourinho?
I don't have any problem to do with anyone because I am a professional and I know my job.
Rafa, just one more on the team news. Rob Elliott missed the Ireland game due to personal reasons in the week. Is he back for?
Yeah, he's fine. So yeah, also Clark, that was changed during the game, is fine. So it's just the 4 players that we have with little problems.
Sure. What have you made of Manchester United this season, their season so far?
I think it's a massive club, a really good team. As always, they spend a lot of money. They have a team that can compete in every competition. And normally the fans are demanding that they have to be at the top and they have to win the league, the Champions League, the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, everything. But it's normal when you are in a club that has this potential. No? I think today or yesterday we're talking about the profit that they have had already. So it's always massive. So they have to compete for everything.
And it's always a big game, which is something you experienced at Liverpool with that very particular rivalry between Liverpool and Manchester United. Does that give this game any extra edge for you when you come up against Manchester United again?
No, when you play against any team and against the top side, maybe you have more people talking about that. But in terms of points, so I will be happy winning against Bournemouth, maybe not winning against United, but now we have lost against Bournemouth, we'll try to win against Manchester United.
And their home form this season is incredible, really. 100% record, conceding just 1 goal in all competitions. How will you approach this game for Newcastle, Rafa?
As always, trying to do our best to get 3 points if we can. So we know that it's difficult. We know that they are a good team. What I said before, they have very good players. Then we have to do almost everything right, perfect, to be sure that we can get something. So hopefully we can get 3 points.
And what's the key tactically for your side to stopping them?
No, obviously they are attacking even when they are not a team that likes too much the possession game, but they have so much quality in the team that they keep the ball, they pass the ball, they score goals, they create chances that they don't concede too much. So we have to be strong in defence, and we have to be sure that when we regain the ball, we can create something in attack or in counter-attack.
And do you feel that Manchester United are under any more pressure or a particular pressure, given that Manchester City are doing so well in the title race this season?
Yeah, I'm sure in the City they will have some rivalry too. But since I was in Liverpool, and a long time ago, you could see that they had more money than anyone. They were spending more money than anyone until Chelsea appears, and after now it's Manchester City. So then that means that they are at the level of these top sides, and they have to compete for every trophy.
And Romelu Lukaku, a little bit of a goal drought domestically, but scoring for Belgium over the international break, coming into form at just the wrong time, I guess, for Newcastle.
Yeah, he still is a good player. Even when he's not doing well, he's a threat. So we know that he can score goals. But what I said before, you have Mata, that is a great player, and you have Rashford and Martial, and you have Matic. So they have so many good players. Mkhitaryan, that is an amazing player. That they say, oh, he's not doing well, but it's fantastic. And the money that they pay for these players means that they are quite good. So everyone is a threat in this team.
Rafa, how much of a confidence knock did the team take having lost to Burnley?
Obviously, you are not happy when you lose games, and especially the last one, because the way that we lost. We did a good first half. We had a lot of chances, but we didn't play well at the same level, at least in the second half, and we conceded a late goal. So they gave you a bad feeling at the end. But the team was doing what they had to do to create chances and maybe to take these chances. So we have to be a little more precise in front of goal. But we are doing what we were doing before when we had a lot of good games. Then to lose 2 games against these teams, people will say, oh, we have to beat them. But the reality are these teams, and Huddersfield Brighton. So we have had problems with them, and we could beat teams with more experience in the Premier League because maybe they were a little bit more open, and then we could create something more. So we know that will be like this until the end of the season. And my job, and you were asking me about what the players are thinking, and after 2 defeats or things like that, my job, is to be sure that we understand our position. So we understand what we are and how we achieve what we achieve at this moment, and that is the only way. Keep going, doing the same things, and be sure that at the end of the season we are in the Premier League.
In some ways, at least in a psychological way, is it sometimes easier to play a side like Manchester United than it is to play a side like Burnley?
Yeah, in terms of the approach of some players, maybe it's easier. So, and also because you are asking me more questions, or people are talking in the media more about the game. So the players, they have, or it's easier for them to be concentrated on this game. But for us, maybe the other games are more important in terms of the position on the table. But in terms of points, it's the same. So we will try to go against Manchester United and try to get 3 points. It will be more difficult than against other teams. At the moment, no, because we have already lost against some of them. So it has to be better.
Obviously, you're going to have to make some changes. You're going to be forced to make some changes. Are you then looking also at the psychology of which players to put in for this game? Big game players, players who can go to Old Trafford and hold themselves up.
If you have on the bench maybe 5 or 6 top class players that they cost you 40 million, then you are thinking about all these things. At this time, what we have is a group of players that they are working very hard, and it doesn't matter who you pick, they will be ready mentally, physically, or whatever. If we are not ready for this kind of games, then we have to consider that if we have to keep working harder. But for me, it's not an issue. We are watching the players every week. We know how they are, the mentality that they have, but we don't have 5 players in the same position that we can choose one or the other one. So we have to choose the player that we have, and I'm happy with that.
With Lascelles out, is Shelby going to be captain, or have you decided?
I was not thinking about that because I don't know if Shelby will play. So.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Thank you.
Finish.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you. Take care. Cheers.